I'm hoping to see Linz get back on track with how he was performing. I don't want to say he fell off, but like I'm actually really excited to see how this Minnesota team does. Lamar aren't going to let that slide. Also with the Sandy stuff, Lamar aren't going to let the Sandy stuff slide if it's stuff out of game as well. Lamar don't take no bullshit. Yo, Eric, ReeaL got his visa. Oh, you know, I love Doug as a person, but like people have ulterior motives. I don't know what his ulterior motive is. Is it to be the main coach? Some orgs could take notes.
Welcome to Dope Check episode 14.5 with me, Ace the Stocksman, and the EU GOAT, Trey Zero. I know on the screen it says Rab, but it's okay, guys. We know who this is. EU GOAT, no worries. Trey, beautiful Friday today. A little later over there in the UK. How you feeling?
I feel great. You know, you hit me up saying you want to do a show. I said, yeah. Why? Because I'm not Tactical Rab. I'm not a part-timer.
Oh
Rab, where are you? I'm joking, Rab. I hope you have a lovely time with your family.
This guy Rab, man. This guy Rab decided all of a sudden, nah, our Friday pre-shows don't matter. Now we're trying to, kind of keep up the schedule, right? Keep up the schedule. Mondays at 4, Fridays around noon, so we can get ready for the matches that are coming next week.
I mean, Rab's just a busy guy, which is perfectly fine, you know, but every show he misses is a steak dinner for me and you, Mr. Ace. Well, the one thing is he doesn't know that. All right. So when we're dining for free in Toronto, going to STK, all these bad boy places, and then Rab's looking at us like, how do you want to split the bill? And me and you run out the door.
Don't be shocked.
There's nothing. Yeah. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
Speaking of costing, speaking of changes, speaking of all this, let's hop into topic 1. We've seen some big changes in the COD meta, some potential big overhauls happening. We have the MCW and the Rival-9 being nerfed in the Season 3 update. Let's read out some of them. MCW decreased headshot damage multiplier from 1.3 to 1.1. W. Rival-9, though, we have an increased sprint to fire time from 93 to 110 ms, 18%. That's kind of big.
And we didn't need that. We didn't need that.
The Rival's kind of already, piss slamming. But then they do decrease the near medium damage, and then the multipliers on certain extremities. Trey, what's your reaction? Have you tested out the new guns? What are you feeling?
Yeah, I played rank play the day it came out. Or the second day it came out, I can't remember. But you can feel the changes. The guns feel a lot weaker. Every gun takes an extra bullet to kill. MCW, for example, I was like, oh, let me try billeted, for example. No, that takes 6 bullets. I'm not using that. I'm intrigued to know why they keep nerfing the guns. It kind of makes no sense, but like it just feels like every single update we have, the guns just keep getting nerfed and nerfed and nerfed and nerfed, and it's happened to the MCW every single time. And this is the first proper time we've had a proper rival nerf. So I don't know how many more MCW nerfs we got left in us before we use another AR, but guess what? We can't use another AR because they're all GA'd.
Yeah, the MCW right now in rank play feels a bit different, feels odd. And then even yesterday I was trying to use it and it just didn't feel like the same gun. So I was using the Rival-9 and I was absolutely slamming with the Rival-9. Like,
the MCW just ain't hitting no more.
Yeah. The other thing too, I would say the MCW, like, it already has, they're talking about it a little bit yesterday in the whole GA committee meeting. I don't know if you were watching that with the Tommy, Lamar was in there.
No, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Honestly, it is one of the most brain dead conversations I think I've ever, like, I'm not sitting there watching that shit. It's informative. It is. But nothing happens. Because guess what? Every other AR is too OP. Plus rank plays banned all the other ARs, so it doesn't even matter. Like, what's a GA anymore if the rank play is going to ban them? So you can't even test them in a rank play match if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, let's just say all the pros were like, all right, we're going to use a different AR. We're going to try out the BP 2000. All right, they try it out in scrims. They're like, yeah, this is the gun we want to use. Guess what? You can't even use it in rank play if you wanted to.
See, okay, they talked about that. The BP's insane. I don't know if you saw the this. I was watching Scrap's POV shooting it, and then I watched.
Oh, it's definitely good.
Dashy shooting it. The gun is insane. What are your thoughts on a one gun meta?
I think it's just. I think that just. I mean, we had it in AW, and I would say it lessens the skill gap, just because. Obviously, Shotzzy or Simp or something like that is obviously better than, you know, I don't know, let's say Cell with a sub. All right, they're clear, like Shotzzy and Simp and the Beezy and all those are better than Cell with a sub. So like there's the roles and stuff like that, and that's where I feel like that's your skill gap. You know, that sorts the top teams from the bottom team.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know if I agree with that though. I don't know if I fully agree with that. I kind of like the. So I was trolling at first, then I started thinking about it. A one gun meta actually seems a little bit. It makes the playing field more even to see who really is the best player. Because the gun shoots like a sub. It's an AR that basically has sub fire rate from far. It kills faster than the MCW. It kills faster than the ROKKR. So it could, I think actually, it kind of makes it so every player is on an equal playing field. And we could really see who's the best on the, who's really
all right,
the
let's
best.
use it. But we don't need it to be a BP 2000. Let's make it an MCW. 8 MCWs on the map.
8 MCW, but 8 MCWs are
but there you go.
It has slow.
There you go.
It has slow TTK.
But that's my point though. All right, you want a one gun meta? Yeah, but you want everyone wants to do it all gun to be the one gun meta.
Well, if there is gonna be a one gun meta, you need like a AW Bal. You need that kind of gun to give you the reason to have a one gun meta. But I don't know. I think do people come to an agreement at the end of this? Do you think people will stick with the MCW or try a new gun? MCW kills way too slow now.
Ain't no one coming to no agreement, bro. All the other ARs are too good. Then the sub players complain, and then we're going to be using the WSP 9 or whatever that fucking thing is that kills in 2 bullets. Like, nothing's going to get resolved. That's why all this shit. Like, matches start in a week. Ain't nothing changing.
I don't know. I feel like the people are actually willing to test right now.
No, they can test, but we tested back in Vanguard and stuff like that. We tested. Nothing changes.
Speaking of more changes, by the way, we also, again, in the same update, we also had the stun and frag nerfs as well. So let's add that into the list that we have to talk about here that changed. Stuns, I think this is an overall W. Chat, if you agree, put a W in the chat. I think the stuns were a little OP. So, and also, even with Tac Mask, you still got stunned a bit. So I think this was a good fix out of them. And I think, yeah, I don't know if the frags are too lethal. If you had EOD on, it didn't really. I think this was unnecessary, but I'm glad they fixed it a little bit, so you have more of a chance to live.
Did anyone complain?
No.
Did anyone say fuck? Did anyone say fuck me? Nades are OP. They didn't. I hate COD.
They saw one clip.
The devs are useless.
They saw that one clip of them throwing the nades over. They saw NYSL throwing nades over, and they're like,
"Yeah, I would die too. I would die too if I got 3 naded and a car exploded on me. I fucking hope I die." No one complained about nades ever.
Then tied into this as well, we also had the Ordinance Gloves GA on top of this, but this is done by the pros and such. Chat, I know y'all have probably a visceral reaction to this because I saw a very pissed off reaction to this. I'm going to give my reaction, and Trey, please follow up because I know you have thoughts on this as well. We're very opinionated people on this podcast, on this show. I think this is an L. I think pros have gotten very soft, and they saw something that they weren't used to. and they decided that it had to be taken out. Ordinance Gloves added a true skill gap to S&D and forced your team to take a different route. You couldn't run a middle. The argument was, oh, we're getting naded out of spawn. Okay, then hit the left. Wait an extra second, knowing that now in the meta, the new change, you could get naded out of middle. So you have to adapt and go the other way or play it a little slower. It changes timings. And I think it added a layer to S&D that was missing, and it made it more fun to watch. The viewer experience always gets killed by GAs, but there has to come to a limit and a point when you stop sacrificing the viewer experience when actually it doesn't affect the competitive experience to a bad degree. Like adding in a bad gun, the ROKKR, some of these guns, sure, that could have messed up competitiveness. Adding in the BP 550, 500, excuse me, is messing with competitiveness. But the Ordinance Gloves were cool. They made S&D fun. They added a good layer to it. Taking them out is a fat L. Fat L.
Speaking of GAs, the WSP Swarm has been GA just now too. So
officially?
Live GA.
Oh my god, bro! It's always
but
something.
I will say that gun is very fucking. I will say that gun's very OP. See, the thing is, and here's my point about this Ordnance Glove GAs. They just got out game timed by New York or outsmarted by New York. Like, we got New York showing wall bangs that no one even knew existed.
Right.
And New York find this, and people got out game timed. Clearly, it's not a fucking issue because guess what? New York got 4th at the major.
I agree.
They used it 1-on-1 round. Apparently, Dashy and Shotzzy tried doing the same nade that they done before prior, and they couldn't hit it. So,
skill gap.
Like, if it was that fucking OP, don't you think New York would have won the event and it would be something to talk about? No, they got 4th. And I know it's like a stray at New York, but it's actually not. It's actually like a benefit to why like this stuff should be allowed in. Like, bro, we had people using strong arm nades on Ghost. What was the issue then? Did anyone have an issue with strong arm nades on Ghost? No.
They got third. They got third. Secondly,
oh my bad.
They got third. And secondly, them hitting those nades again is because of what? Practice. It isn't non-competitiveness. It's practice. Absolutely, the reason is practice.
Guess what, though, Ace? If they miss their nades, guess what they don't have for the round?
Surprise me, Trey.
They don't have any fucking nades. So listen, that one round, and I guarantee they threw it more than one round, by the way. They didn't just throw it that one round. If they miss those nades, or people take a different route, or people wait for the nades, yes, you can't rush to the spot. But guess what? I'm sure if they're throwing nades over that side of the map to you guys, you can probably throw them back to them too.
Yeah. Well, actually, wait, there is one difference, though. There is a difference, I will say.
There's a car.
Yeah, oh, see? There is a difference.
There's a car. Fair enough, all right? But really and truthfully, like, how do you help that? Fuck it, we'll throw 3 nades at it. That does enough. That does more. That does enough damage the same as a car. I'm just saying that they got outgame timed or outgame smarted, outgame knowledge by New York, which everyone has been recently. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie to you. With the wall bangs, with the nades and everything like that. I mean, for starters, I don't think any vehicles, car bombs, or anything should be in there anyway. It's the same way I think the barrel should be taken out on high rise. Which, what are we, like 6 months into the game and you're still blowing up randomly to a fucking container, like to a propane barrel that hurts your teammate and blows you up across the map? Like, come on, bro. Like, we're talking about the wrong shit right now. Honestly.
The barrels to me are one thing. Like, that is cheese. Whereas the car thing is a practice, thought up. Also consider that they don't not only have a nade when they switch, you also don't have your gloves anymore. So you've taken a tactical disadvantage by just having these to throw nades. So now you don't have your quick grip, your commando, your scavenger, marksman, your assault gloves. You're literally taking a tactical disadvantage and used up a perk for just to throw your nades further. I think it should be in the game. I think them being GA'd is pretty stupid. It adds a layer. Sure, more nade spots can get discovered, but then the teams have to get good at those nade spots. And if you're trying to kill one person with EOD, we just saw nades got nerfed. You got to throw 3 of them to kill one person. Yes, you can get car bombed and kill 2, 3, or 4. But my point is, if one person decides to hit a route, only one person should be dead from 3 nades. That seems pretty fair to me. The pros are out of hand. I may have to go back to the GA commission, call up ZooMaa, call up Tommy. I put Tommy and ZooMaa together and created ZooMaa. That was weird. Tommy or ZooMaa, call him up and be like, let's get the crew back together. We got to figure this GA stuff out. And bring. I want Ordinance Gloves back in the game, I'm gonna say. And then now we have this WSP Swarm being GA'd officially, or via sources, but I don't know if there's anyone that's not willing to just use the Rival-9. The ARs is where the problem is. The subs, no one's arguing that the Rival's good enough.
The subs have been the best gun in the game for the last 7 years, bro.
Bro, the subs are OP and they're getting better, and now your sprint to fire time is better. Like,
listen, ain't nothing wrong with this fucking Rival.
yeah, exactly. Like, the WSP getting GA'd, I think is fine. I don't know if it's super up close. It's insane, but like from far, it does have a lot of recoil. But I will say, Trey, I want to get your take on this one too. They were saying, let's balance out the Rival by taking off the barrel. What do you think about that?
I don't know how we don't have 2 different games to play. In terms of like every update that comes out is not like we have a week until the goddamn motherfucking to the next set of matches, and we don't even know what guns we're using. Because the game just nerfs random guns for no reason whatsoever. And it's not like it's like, oh, this is for public, this is for competitive. They just do it. No questions asked. No, like, and we just have to deal with it and figure it out. Does taking off the barrel do anything? Potentially.
I would argue, actually, though, I would argue one thing. That they do it for public and overall gameplay. So if too many people are using the MCW, they're going to try to get people to use the sub. If too many people are using the sub, they're going to try to get them to use other gun. They've said this before in previous titles, that the way they nerf is to make a balanced game set. So in ranked play, if they notice way too many people are using MCWs, they're going to keep nerfing the gun that's being used way too much in order to get it to be a 2 AR, 2 sub meta. That's their goal every time.
It already was that though. Like, this was perfect. Like, no one complained, and I know they don't even like do nerfs based on rank play or anything like that. They do their nerfs based on public matches. I have not loaded into a public match and seen any motherfucker use a goddamn MCW or a Rival. I'm gonna be real.
That's why I'm saying this is done from the ranked stuff. They're trying to get ranked to be balanced.
Yeah, obviously there's more MC fucking Ws on the map. It's the only fucking AR I can choose. They banned all the other ARs and left all the subs in. Yeah, of course it's the only fucking AR I can use. There's only one assault rifle and it's that. If you're judging the nerf based on that, yeah, it's because it's the only fucking thing I can do.
Speaking of these,
it blows my mind.
Speaking of this is the Rival the Rival barrel right here. Aiming, idle sway, bullet velocity, damage range, recoil control. This is the one they want to ban out in order to make the Rival.
I promise you that's going to make the gun so bad.
Taking it away?
Yeah.
I mean, then the MCW kills in I think TTK is like 3.34 seconds. The Rival's like 2.7. So it's a big difference. It's a big difference in TTK.
That's also going to make the gun recoil like a bitch too.
I mean, how else are you gonna make it fair, bro? They also nerfed DR6. I don't have that patch note up here, but they also nerfed DR6, so now strafing with the AR is slower. You can't even strafe the same way.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. because the MCW is shit. Like, I actually do use it in ranked play, and it actually does feel terrible.
I was using the sub. It was godlike.
One gun meta, the slow WSP shooting. That's what we want. That's what we need.
Either we get a four Rival-9 meta, or we bring in that BP 50 or BP 500. I don't know if it's 50 or 500. Bring in the BP and just get the old AW meta and let everyone go crazy. I'm here for this. Trust me, I'm truly here for this one gun meta. Some people might not remember AW when we had that for an event. It was fun to watch. You had people just ARing people everywhere. The subs were ARing. It was a good time in COD.
The game was also fun though. Like, I think if you forced me to watch 8 fucking BPs on the map, I think I'd fucking. I mean, for starters, like, imagine. I know it's not in the map pool right now, but imagine 8 BPs on Invasion. I'm turning off the PC. I'm hopping in the bed. I'll catch you in the morning.
No, see, you're being cheesed right now. Listen, here's why.
The game's already boring as it is.
The BP would make it more fun. If TTK of 2.5, do you understand how fast people are getting snapped on? That means people the best. That means like Dashy, Shotzzy, all the guys that we Hydra, AG, all the guys with the crazy reaction times are going to be shitting on people. Shitting on everyone. And all those clips we want to see of someone snapping and getting 2 pieces, 3 pieces, COD will get fun again because then you'll have clips of people getting slammed. That's why it'd be fun. That's why I'm here.
We had that with the Rival though.
The Rival, you do get it, but you don't get it with all 4 players. So the chances of it happening have now increased by a lot.
Like, your point of saying, like, you get to see who the best players are, but the best players are role dependent. Like, I can sit here and say Simp is by far the best sub player, and then because what he does with the sub to the ARs too. I like watching how, like, a sub player takes a route compared to an AR player takes a route to how they take the gunfight. That's what I think is skill.
So are you trying to say that Simp would be bad with a BP?
No. I don't think really anyone's going to be bad with the BP. I'm just saying, I think the skill gap right now with 2 MCWs, 2 Rivals, prior patch, whatever you want to say, is like, that's skill. Like, how a sub player chooses to take his routes and fights compared to how an AR player does it. Like, that's what's smart to me. That's what makes Simp stand out to the lesser sub players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do agree with you, but I think
I'm not saying Simp isn't going to do that with the BP. I'm just saying, like, it's a nice change of pace when you watch someone who holds a lane with an AR compared to someone who has to push that lane with a sub and how he does it. Because each sub player does it differently, and that's what determines them to be the best sub player in the game or just the filler sub player, you know?
Yeah, a role player. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair take out of you, Trey. Fair take. Well, chat, I mean, W or L, whatever you guys think about the GAs, it's still developing. So obviously over the weekend, Monday's Dope Check episode, our Dope Check episode 15, when Rab is back and we're all in full function, we're going to go over however this all settles. The dust is still in the air, right? The storm is still brewing. We don't know how it's going to settle, but we'll know Monday. So we're going to continue on and jump over to this clip. Chat, this is one that I was very excited to bring up to you guys. I want to see what you think of this. Scump, Formal, Dashy, and Shotzzy say they'd be a top 4 team in the CDL today. Where do you think they'd rank? Put in the chat 1 through 4 where you think they'd rank today, or if somewhere below that, I mean 1 through 12 if you really think they wouldn't. Let's watch the clip though. I definitely have a take on this one. I have a take on this for sure.
Now, if you let's fucking go. Now, if you 4 were currently a team in the CDL, what teams do you think you could beat right now?
In this current state.
Relax.
Wait. He said what, placing or
if you guys were grinding?
Yeah, if you're actually going hard.
If you guys were grinding,
it says
we'd
right
run
now.
shit.
We're getting top 6.
Right now.
Right now?
Right now is the question.
I kind of know what's going on. You probably don't.
Yeah, I do.
Unranked?
Yeah.
Like, you know the sponsorship?
Yeah.
Oh, then.
Yeah, he's insane.
So right now then?
Top 4. We're shit.
Top 4.
Top 4. Anything else is a blessing.
Anything else is bonus.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anything else is bonus points.
Top. What about
Yeah,
you?
top 4. Yeah, we'll take top 4.
Really?
Matt has the hills. Brandon got the Dammy.
Yeah.
Seth, I mean, he's doing what the fuck he wants.
Top 4? Trey? Do you think this new Optic roster would be top 4?
I like Scump's take on top 6. I don't think they couldn't get top.
Stupid.
For sure. I mean, for starters, can we just point out that they are gambling? That is not allowed in the CDL, so I will be taking all fines. Fine money, so shout out to them. Thank you so much. Secondly, I think like top 6 minimum, and then yeah, top 6 minimum. Maybe be a battle between like, I don't know. There's not many good teams, is there? Yeah, they might get top 4 for sure.
I mean, on this team, I actually think that they'd be a top 3 team. Scump, Formal, Dashy, Shotzzy. The talent level is absurd. If Formal actually cared, he's one of the best they are still. I mean, he's proving it in Halo still that he can compete with the best. You know, COD. I think COD is less skill, less required skill than Halo, in my opinion. There's less tactical need in the game. So I think Formal will be completely fine coming in. Seth still has it. You can watch his stream, watch him play ranked play. He's still has clips and shits on everyone and has a good time. I think he's still getting above a 1.0. Dashy would be freed up to go crazy with Formal behind him. And then Shotzzy just doing what he wants, bouncing off with Seth. Top 4 easily. I think they could beat NYSL, to be honest. I have them top 3. And then between them, FaZe, and Toronto, I think it's up in the air, actually. So,
do you know how disrespectful it sounds that we can just say like Formal hasn't even played the game, Scump's just playing ranked play, and Dashy and Shotzzy are just playing for Optic, and you're still saying they're top 4?
Yeah, but we're not, bro. That's like saying
No. I'm not saying it's disrespectful like that. I'm just saying
this is like Formal retiring or leaving COD when he left COD is like Michael Jordan going to play baseball, but you know when Michael Jordan steps back and laces them up again, he's dropping 40 for you. That's what Formal is right now. We're just waiting. All COD fans are waiting for the day when Formal gets bored of Halo and he decides, why not? Let me blow out the Battle Beaver and bring it back to COD for another stretch. And then he just cares, interested, and piecing everyone the way he is in Halo back to COD. That's what everyone's waiting for. This is Michael Jordan in Chicago playing for the White Sox, playing baseball right now. That's what this is.
I just think it's funny that like teams are playing every single day, grinding their fucking ass off, and we'd instantly just put that team like top 6 minimum.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, bro. I mean, 2 of them are, we already know, Dashy and Shotzzy. Shotzi's, arguably the best sub in Stage 2. Dashy, my favorite AR, had a rough major, but generally he's been one of the best ARs in the whole year. So you have them with 2 legends. Scump didn't retire when he was shit. You know, Scump didn't retire. He's dropping 0.8s, 0.7s. He's retired, still piecing. And again, Formal's still warm and playing consistently. I think this team would be top 3. Easily slamming. But speaking of Optic, we also have, you know, this clip as well of Pred staring down FaZe as they're walking to the back. It made its rounds for sure, but if anyone hasn't seen it, this is probably one of my favorite clips that's come out in a long time. Definitely one of my favorite clips. Were they checked mentally, Trey? Were they checked mentally?
Who?
I mean, if you're walking off the stage, I think they lost that map. I think this is post lot. If anyone knows for the clarity, I think they just lost that map. Cell was shooting bodies, and then that's when he walks by and says, "Fucking bitch," and he's looking at Cell. Obviously, is that good competitive spirit? Is that warranted? Is it too much?
Yeah, for sure.
Or is
Think of shit.
Is he checked? Or you think he's like mentally compromised?
Nah, speak his shit. Cell's doing it in the game, Pred's doing it out of game, calls him a fucking bitch, and then gets smoked. Like,
Hey, wait, Chad is saying that he's looking at Simp.
I mean, if he's doing it to Simp as well, fair enough.
Oh, it is Simp. I thought he was looking at Cell.
He's looking at everyone. To be fair,
Nah, AG's comedy. No, he's not. Look. Because first person that walks by is Cell. Look. And he doesn't. Look at his eyes. His eyes don't move to Cell. He's still looking this way towards whoever's on this side, and then they start moving, and then they start moving.
Of course he picks on the smallest one in the team. Pick up some of your own size, AG. Nah, listen. Obviously, like, I don't know, like, people are gonna look into it too much. It's no different than fucking. I mean, you've seen LeBron stare someone down, you know, calling him a fucking pussy or whatever like that on the court. It ain't no different. It's just competitive nature. Like, if you get angry about this or salty about this, like, Pred's gonna go up to him after and shake his hand, and they're still gonna be friends after it. I mean, I'm not saying Simp and Pred go for dinner every single night, but you know,
You think it's all good? You think?
Yeah, for sure. I've said some shit to some players after too. Fuck it. It could, you know, I mean, you picked on my boy Simp. You know, I might have to start being a bodyguard for Simp. You know, can't be having that disrespect to my goat. But yeah, no, for sure. Like people are gonna complain because there's nothing going on, and then people are gonna complain because he's called Simp a fucking bitch. Like, make your mind up.
You know my issue is. My issue is that we don't get this kind of shit talk on the mic, right? If AG went on the mic and it was like, "Yeah, I'm playing these fucking bitches," I would be like, "Oh, that would be wild," right?
But that's because they did that. That's because they can't beat him, so they don't get the game in an interview.
Jesus. All I'm saying is that we get the draws and scrap public beef on the mic. It's forefront. This one is more low key. Right, no one's supposed to. It was on the vision, you know.
Yeah, but like, Pred don't have beef with Simp like Draz has beef with Scrap. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. But Trey, what am I always here for? What do I say?
Yeah, but like, what do you want Pred to do? Like, hop on main stage, get Blaze out there, take the mic. Yeah, I just called Simp a fucking bitch as we was walking off, and then sit down and forget it for map 3. Like, you know,
that
Pred don't hate Simp. He just called him a fucking bitch. Yeah, you don't hate, but Scrap Draz don't like Scrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just shit talk compared to like actual hatred on the other side.
Yeah, hate talk versus shit talk.
Yeah, like, I fucking despise you versus fuck, you killed me in the map, you little prick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a big difference.
We need post map interviews. That's what I'm gonna say. If someone goes huge for a map, we need to get them up quickly, get them on the mic, and be like, "Why did you piece really quick? Let's get a quick conversation." So we get moments like this on the mic, and it's good for socials. It's good to blow things up. But then we move ahead, and we have this clip also from the Vision. Shout out Optic of Kenny calling out Pred for blacking out. Which, if people don't understand what that means, it's typically when you're on a map and you just kind of like aren't paying attention to what's happening. You're just doing things kind of like without any thought. Here, let's put the volume up. Let's see Kenny calling out AG for blacking out on the map.
Wait, I want to get something off my chest, bro. That ending of that invasion, bro. We fucking blacked the fuck out. Honestly, bro, there's 25 seconds left. Yeah. Someone needs to go right.
No, you blacked out. We were winning because I told you we need to get 10 seconds so that we're winning.
What do you mean we're winning?
We were 10 seconds on the game. There's 10 seconds on the game clock, so all you needed to get 10 seconds to be in the lead, and then you get off the time. So they only have 3 seconds to win new.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you. And then you didn't push off time. And at that point, it was like,
to me, I'm doubling time with you.
Because you didn't push off, I was like, AG, in 10 seconds, get off the time. And you didn't get off, so I was like, okay, fuck it, we're gonna just get this time. But literally, if we got
when you said get off, I thought you meant like just I'm bumping you. Go.
No,
I didn't know the time.
No, you're good.
I was kind of like talking. I was like, yo, listen, like, we're really not listening to each other. And actually, like, I said it before. I was like, I feel like my mic is muted, and I don't mean that in like no disrespectful way. I don't mean that in no ill intent. It's just like I'm one of the more vocal, like most vocal on the team. So like if I'm talking the most and I feel like I'm not being heard, you can tell us looking a little frantic or looking a little off on the map, because then again, I feel like our game plan isn't being listened to.
From what I remember, we had.
It's a good clip. I mean, I think to me it just shows Kenny's an absolute leader. Kenny is in IGL and one of the smartest players. Known this since TK times. You know, I've heard about Kenny. Obviously, he's a world champ. You know, Kenny's one of those guys you want around, you want on your team, keeps you in check, and I'm glad. Again, even that he sees right after a match, they don't need to wait out that long. He already knows what's going on. He's clearing out miscommunications, misunderstandings. I think Ken is one of the best teammates and players that we got. So I like to see that kind of clip.
That clip makes me laugh, because if you watch AG start talking about the situation, Kenny sat there and he's waiting for the right moment to go, nah, you blacked out. Because he's saying, we all blacked out. He's letting him talk, and then Kenny sits there, sips his water, and goes, nah, you blacked. Like, he sips his water, looks at him and goes, no, you blacked out. And he goes, what do you mean I blacked out? And then he explains the situation. I think it shows Kenny's a leader, but I think this shows more how mature Pred is. The fact that he was moaning about a situation that was actually his fault, and he took accountability for it straight away.
Yeah.
He didn't argue the point. I think we all know Kenny's a leader and a great teammate, everything like that. And you can see that, you know, on the main stage. And obviously it's hard to see it behind the scenes, but you don't actually know how players are behind the scenes at taking accountability. And I think Pred moaning about a situation in game and then being told that it was his fault and instantly not backtracking or anything like that, just instantly just saying, oh shit, that's my bad. Like, I didn't know what you meant. That's 100% my bad. I blacked out instead. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that shows more about Pred than a lot of people like see. Like, it is a big like Kenny moment, but we all know Kenny's a great teammate. We all know Kenny's this, you know, this great guy, great leader, great comms. We hear it in the game. I think we got to shine some light on Pred taking accountability, because especially from a COD pro, especially with how bitchy COD pros are, and you know, I was one of them as well. You know, you do something wrong on the map and you're like, oh no, I was right. You have an argument about it, but he just straight up says, nah, like, I fucked up, my bad. So
that
definitely a W for Pred, in my opinion.
I'm gonna piggyback off that slightly as well and look at it from a different angle. I'll say that it also shows trust in your teammates. There is no argument, right? AG's not arguing back because he has so much faith and trust in the intelligence of his teammates. Someone like Ken, that he's listening immediately and doesn't push back at all. Secondly, it also shows the respect level, again, his teammates have for Ken. Trust in his knowledge, trust in his game knowledge, trust in what he's saying. That's something where that's a good team environment. That's when you know that if you have faith in your teammates' word, that's literally the difference maker between a good team and a bad team, essentially. A good team is going to trust teammates, rely on them, be civil, be accountable, and listen. A bad team and bad teammates are going to argue, you know, not like go against what someone else is saying, argue their point, only look at it from their perspective, and, you know, feel like they're the most intelligent person on the team. I think, yeah, it shows Optics in a really good place when it comes to maturity, when it comes to leadership, when it comes to accountability. It's a good look, honestly. It's a good look.
I'll say this right now. I think Kenny is the most important player on that team right now.
I think I don't doubt that. I mean, I'm
totally
behind this.
And I'm not talking just gameplay, but he is bringing that too. But how he's talking to people, how he's, you know, he's not butting in. He's from that clip. He's not butting in. He's not cutting him out. He's letting him explain his side before he fully lets himself, like, you know, explain the situation. I think the in-game comms, I think Kenny just takes over those, and especially the majors as well. I think Kenny's been by far their best player this year, and probably to me is their most important player, like, on that team right now.
You know, there's a lot of people that talk about FaZe. FaZe needs a dog, right? FaZe needs a dog. FaZe got their dog through Draza. Optic, though, for the Optic lovers are never going to talk about it. But the Optic haters and the Optic people that looked at it objectively maybe are going to say Optic needed a leader. FaZe got their dog and Optic got their leader. One got Kenny, one got Draza. That's why I think this Optic team is one that's still very dangerous, one to look out for. It's clear in these clips. It's clear from the vision. It's clear from what we're seeing. They're, them getting second and keeping up in the maps. They didn't get blown out. Optic finally has the pieces. They got that last piece of the puzzle they need to get them to the promised land, right? And it was a leader, someone to keep them accountable, add some maturity, and push them ahead. Along with now you have Karma as coach. There's definitely some benefits there all around. And I'm excited to see where Optic goes from here. But on a more lighthearted side, we got a pick of the goods all of a sudden. Really beautiful stuff here. And I gotta say this, man. Actually, Trey, what do you think about this, bro?
I mean, for starters, Pred gets a lot of attention from the females on social media because he's a very good-looking chap. Show some love to my boy Ben. Apparently, they're both built the same.
Okay, Ben, the Ben J sleeper build, the Ben J Nasim sleeper build. Hey,
see, I saw a lot. I saw a lot of people roasting Pred on this. Like, give the guy a break, man. Like, he's grinding. Like, what do you want him to do? Do you want to be a supermodel or do you want him to play COD?
Bro, yeah, no. If AG took off his shirt and he was fucking ripped, I would be concerned for his COD gameplay.
I don't know like what people actually thought that. Like, I always thought Pred was like he's built and he's strong. Like, you can see that. Built like a fucking bulldog, pit bull. But I never look at Pred and think, oh, that kid's got an 8-pack. Like, I've never, ever thought, obviously we're not going to get into, like, it's a bit of, like, lighthearted fun. But I saw a lot of people roasting him. And I'm just like, well, yeah, it's like a trolly joke or something like that. But a lot of people thought he was, like, shredded. I was just like, well, I don't really think there's any shredded COD gamers. Like, the kid's grinding.
Who do you think? Wait. Actually, there is one. Who do you think is the most? Ayo, chat. And also, I'm gonna add this to the tray. Who's the most shredded COD Pro right now? Not challengers, just COD Pro currently. I have an answer. I
think the most toned. I don't know if he's shredded, but the most toned. I think maybe Attach.
Yeah, okay. It was gonna be for me. It's Dylan or Dante. Sib or Attach.
Yeah,
he's got to be one of those two. Asim, Capsidal, Lama, Sib or Attach. Yeah, see, it's definitely and even I've talked to Dante about this. He's toned down going to the gym a lot because of COD. So like, bro, you're scrimming from 12 to like 7 or 8 at night. NYSL I think gets in early, so I think they start earlier than that. So there's not much time to hit the gym, bro. When you're like raging and scrimming for 10 hours a day, bro, going to the gym just is not on your checklist most of the time. So any roast that AG is getting is not warranted. It's not fair. And again, if Optic fans saw him shirtless and he was just ripped and shredded, yes, you would get an absolute boner in your pants. But that's not what you want to see from one of
all I'm saying though, that bods are in. Take it from me. that bods are in, let me tell you.
But can we say though that Ben J just needs to get a little clean shave, do the little goatee combo that AG has, get a high fade, and Ben J might be slapping him, bro. Ben J might be he might be Himothy. He might be.
Hey, don't let Ben J go unnoticed though. You should see him in the clubs.
Oh, Trey got some insider knowledge, huh? Don't let him rock. Hey, Ben J, though, you holler at me, dog. Okay, speaking of that, just some lighthearted fun in the middle of the show. Let's jump over to the rotations tweet. From sources, Gunless will at the very least scrim with Minnesota ROKKR Illy did scrim with the team yesterday, but that has allegedly fallen through. Gunless. I'm personally curious as to what happened. I like Gunless as a player. I'm an advocate of the Gunless back in the league. Gunless is one of the few players, one of 30 players ever in the CDL to have an overall 1.0 across the time in the CDL. So his entire tenure above a 1.0. I think that, along with the way that he was kind of ousted at LAG for health issues and, you know, basically his health issues, and then a sub player coming in and winning an event pretty much got him asked out of the league in a very unfortunate manner. I think he deserves to be back if it's true, but I'm so curious as to what happened with Illy, and is it contract issues? Is it something with Seattle? Is it something with the league? What's going on that, you know, he allegedly scrimmed, but then now is not scrimming?
I think the best thing you can say about it is, obviously, I don't think it's a contract issue. I think if it fell through in Minnesota and Seattle aren't taking him in place of like Brezzy or something like that, you've got to think it's an Illy issue. I think if Illy was, you know, prepped and ready to go, he would either be on ROKKR or Seattle. The fact he's not rumored to be on either anymore, I think this speaks highly of maybe Illy's not ready to come back or something along those lines. Because I think if Illy was, he'd at least be starting for Seattle. He makes that Seattle team better, so maybe it's an issue with Illy gameplay wise, or they're still not ready to go. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. The also this narrative of people being slow because that's the role they've had to play is you know, you guys would consider Dashy and Gunless a slow AR duo, but you know, 2 years ago I'd consider it a fast AR duo. Just because they've had to slow down respectfully on their teams and roles, because that's just, you know, what you have to do as a professional player. Doesn't mean they're going to be, you know, slowing out. Gunless and Lamar, you know, Gunless, took over a main AR role in challenges. He's been a flex player his whole career. He's a fast player. He always has been. And then, you know, he slows down on a challenger team. He's not going to be behind Lamar. He's going to be in front of Lamar. He's going to be faster than Lamar. These are professional players. They know when to speed up. They know when to slow down. Like, the narrative that, you know.
So now the proposed team is Lamar, Gunless, Linz, and Standy from the sources that we see and what's reported and all that. Do you see that team working, or do you see that team again? Yeah, again, the cheese of the flex of Gunless was a main AR in challengers, and now it's 2 main ARs. Yeah, I don't believe that. Again, Gunless was very good in the league with anything you put him in, any role, running around. Even he had 2 subs on certain maps. Gunless was a good player, verifiable. He was getting you a kill, basically. He's getting his kills. He's getting his, and one thing known about him is that he has really good comms. So I think that brings a lot when you have a player like Linz, who is, you know, still building up his English, still, you know, could be a little troublesome on comms generally. Any new, you know, first year in the league from a different country is going to have a little trouble there. So good comms are very important, not only for him to understand, but the rest of the team to fill a gap, basically. So I think Gunless brings a lot to the team. And then Standy, I think Standy and Linz can be a really good duo together. I think they both are pretty certified shooters. I think Standy's one of those guys who has gotten a lot of hate, obviously, but kind of his play style, taking routes, things like that, is going to work well with Linz. Is more, he's slow, but he'll get his piece. He'll get into the gunfights, into the mix a bit more, and Standy will clean up and take his routes. I think all around the team is intelligent, knows what they're doing, is a good COD team, and could take maps off of the top teams.
Yeah, just focus on someone's comment, because he commented about the Gunless and Lamar thing being a bit too slow, and he said about the sub players doing it too, about Standy and Linz. Look at Pred and Shotzzy. Look at Simp and Abizi. Look at Hydra and Kismet. One of them is fast, one of them is slow. It's not about who's fast and who's slow, it's about teamwork. That's what separates all these teams. It's not straight up talent, it's teamwork and how well they work together and how well they met. Some of it is talent. I'm not going to disagree with that because obviously, if it wasn't, then, but the way I see it, everyone in the league can shoot straight. Some shoot straighter than others, but majority, they're the 0.0001%. The rest is teamwork. Every team pretty much has a slow and fast sub and a slow and fast A out. It's just how you work together on the map. And like you said, my issue with ROKKR could potentially just be, the outer game head loss and stuff like that with Standy. We've seen him been dropped twice now due to outer game reasons. I'm not too sure what those reasons are, but I'm pretty sure touched on them about, it's just outer game stuff. So, and then obviously I know Pierce is matured, but everyone else is going to say like, oh, that MW clip where him and Formula to go at each other. Like, he's teamed with Lamar. Lamar ain't going to let that shit slide. Also with the Standy stuff, Lamar ain't going to let the Standy stuff slide if it's stuff out of game as well. Lamar don't take no bullshit. So I'm actually really excited to see how this Minnesota team does. And I'm hoping to see Linz get back on track with how he was performing, like start Major 2.
Rookie of the year
start
style,
the online game. Yeah. Like he did, I don't want to say he fell off, but like there wasn't like a bump or anything like that. It was just a steady decline, which didn't help with the team, probably losing 4 about the optic loss and then, other stuff like that. So, but we need to see Linz back on track because to me, that, like you said, that's rookie of the year. That's their star player. That's their, that's their Hydra, Yeah.
I'm with that thinking as well. We got to hope that his combo with Standy and Gunless, if these rumors are true, is going to kind of unlock his potential again, or maybe get him going again. Maybe he was a little bit, he's a new player. He's a young kid. Maybe he's discouraged by losing a bit. That's all in the realm of possibility, right? You lose a few too many times, all of a sudden you're like, damn, like we're getting shit on. And if your ARs aren't getting some kills, your other sub is getting blooded or doing something dumb, it can cost your KD. So obviously they were getting pissed on stage 2. Could definitely affect his numbers, affect his gameplay, affect his mental. So hopefully this reset is something good, whether it's Gunless, Illy, Standy, or whoever. But it makes Linz kind of come back to form, back to Rookie of the Year form, get him back in that conversation. Because currently, I think Rookie of the Year conversation is fully around Gwyn or Geo. Is like the 2 that I think are the top of the Rookie of the Year standings. Chat, if you have anyone else that you would think is your Rookie of the Year, please let me know. But I think top 2 are still Gwyn and Geo. So yeah, he's definitely fallen off from literally number 1 top spot to now maybe 3rd, maybe. So yeah, that's kind of thoughts on ROKKR.
If I actually think if Estriel was on a better team and they played like, I wish Estriel had a fair shot in terms of like they play like the worst split. His online COD is horrible to play from when I team with him in challenges. I think if Estriel, put him in a facility with good internet, I actually think he'd be contending Rookie of the Year too.
Oh, well, okay. I'll be honest, right there in that second while I was thinking about this, I overlooked Estriel. But yeah, even I would say Estriel I would put him above Linz right now. On the ladder, on the Rookie of the Year ladder, probably 3rd, and then Linz would be 4th.
I'm putting Estriel fucking 2nd, if I'm being honest with you.
Above Geo.
Estriel could even be 1st at some point.
Well, we need another stage, to be honest.
The issue is that the online hurts, but he performs well online for them too. And then they go to LAN and they look like a really good LAN team. So Estriel, no word of a lie, Estriel's probably in running for my Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna be dead serious. I think Estriel. I think it goes Estriel win for me.
Estriel 1 for you is kind of wild. Let me be honest with you. I do agree with the shout that I overlooked him when I was thinking about this, but
Back-to-back back-to-back top sixes, looking like a standout player in their team. He's doing no different than Gwyn's doing, really.
I mean, 1.0 across Major 2. Gwyn across Major 2. Let's see. Across Major 2, 1.07. 82 Slayer rating. I think personally Gwyn is doing the most for his candidacy of Rookie of the Year. I would put Estriel. I think Geo's made a huge difference coming on to Legion. So because of difference making since their induction, that's why I have to give Geo above Estriel. And on the ladder, I'm going to take all things into account, right? Biggest improvements, who makes the biggest impact, then KDs and all, other stats as well.
I was actually going to violate it. I'm not going to.
You're going to violate who?
I was going to violate a player. Like, I was going to say something crazy, but like, I'm going to hold back.
All right, save that for Monday. Save that. Save that for Monday.
I'm going to say that for Austria. Actually, I'll type it. Actually, no, I don't want you to bring it up by accident.
No. Save it for after. We'll see if it's viable for Monday's show, unless it's too crazy, bro. All right. Well, that's ROKKR, right? We got some more teams to talk about. We got Heretics to talk about as well. According to this clip from Slack, who I think was playing with Vickle. I think he was playing with Vickle in this clip. We'll hear, apparently, they're trying out Eric Boom with ReeaL or Vickle with ReeaL to see who is the better fit. Let's listen up and see what vibes we're getting.
What do you scrim today, Vic?
I'm only scrimming phase.
Only phase, really?
Yep.
How come you only have one? Just us?
How are the scrims with ReeaL?
Because Eric and ReeaL are playing the first one. I'm not playing the first one.
That's a good play. Why not doing it?
We're doing tryouts to see if like ReeaL fits in the team or not.
Oh my god.
Got it.
Holy fuck, is that leaked? Wait, hold on.
You just
I was
like
scared.
That's so.
He's kind of like their franchise player too.
Vickle? Yeah, I agree. That's why it's kind of odd to me that they're trialing Eric Boom and ReeaL.
Now imagine
versus just picking Vickle and ReeaL.
Now imagine. Well, to be fair, I'm gonna be real. I think that's all probably for show to make Eric Boom kind of feel like he had a chance. I guarantee ReeaL and Vickle will be the starting two. They obviously don't want to just fucking. Yo, Eric, ReeaL got his visa. Fuck off. They're probably just doing it to like, But I think if we do see Vickle like not getting the spot there, I think that's because to me Vickle's their franchise player. They've been with him since Florida, and then they moved with Vickle over there. Like, this is big. Like, some orgs could take notes.
Shade. I mean, yeah, I think, to be fair, the fact that they're doing Vickle and ReeaL into the phase scrim does tell me. Yeah, that's a little bit telling that they're not doing Eric Boom and ReeaL into the phase scrim. Vickle has been performing much better than Eric Boom, so I do assume that it is probably something like you're saying.
Imagine your trial scrim, you've got phase. Like, you ain't even getting a fair chance.
That's a pretty fucked trial.
One plays phase, other cunt probably plays fucking Seattle.
Good luck.
Great. Cheers, fellas. What am I packing? Like, is he getting my room too? Like, am I packing my suitcase? Am I fucking off? Like, come on, man.
Nah, I think it's Wait, who are you shading with the other teams to take notes? Let me know that. At least tell me that.
Come on, bro. The guy you've hated for about 6 months.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. Well, speaking of that, let's jump over to the next one. I think this one, I don't think there's much to say. Is there anything about this we've talked about much more?
Nah, just,
We've said so much about Miami, especially you. We've said so much about Miami and just the Heretics. I'm excited to see ReeaL. Clay scouted this kid out. He's been good in challengers. I'm excited to see him play. Will it work with Spanish COD? I don't know. But is he someone that I just want to see on the sticks and shooting and in the league and getting a fair shot and not getting screwed over with his visa? Absolutely. 100%.
Like I said, could put all 4 of these Spanish players on an NA roster. It would be great. All 4 together. It's like a big fuck fest.
You love that word, man. You love that word so much, man.
Do love a good fuck fest. Anyway,
speaking of the other team, the Boston Breach, as we were kind of shading at them, we finally figured out the coaching changes that we had mentioned on last dope check. So we have the confirmation that Shawnee and Magic have joined the Boston Breach coaching staff. Shawnee, of course, being a player, longtime player for the Boston Breach Academy, announcing his retirement as well from competitive Call of Duty in order to transition into a coaching role. And then we have Magic, who is the coach of Boston Breach Academy. I don't know if he still is or is now fully transitioned over to the main team, but that's where Magic comes from. He was the coach of the Boston Breach Academy team.
It seems like they're in the main team, but where the fuck's Zed?
I think Zed is still the coach.
So they got rid of their assistant coach.
Poor B-Sport Josh.
They got rid of their assistant coach to bring 2 more coaches?
Yeah, I wanted to think about this for a second as we were going through the show. Like, I saw this news and I was thinking about it as we were approaching this. What real change does this make to the Boston Breach camp? Yes, I think it brings one big positive, in my opinion, is that Pentagram is now getting his shot. Shawnee is moving from the academy team into a coaching role on the main team. It shows loyalty and good organizational skills and reliance on the org. I think it shows good on Boston Breach. So Boston Reach for this one, for internally promoting and not just going out and finding new guys every 5 seconds and just rotating talent in and out of your league, in and out of your organization. So I appreciate that from Boston, developing people and using their own talent. But at the same time,
for like I said, for sure, like that's great, and I'm happy we've got some new people. I just don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, at the same time though, what difference does this bring to your main team, to your main roster, to improving the proposed new roster with Snoopy and Priesta? Does Shawnee move the needle? I don't think so. Is Magic developed some good people on Boston Breach Academy? However, most of the people that were on Boston Breach Academy were already good players. He didn't take some new talent on Boston Breach Academy and make them fantastic. So all respect to both these guys, but how is this helping the main roster at all?
I mean, Magic coming over. My whole, like, congratulations to these. My whole point is, like, what changed? They got rid of 1 person and added 2, but I don't know if Shawnee's, like, coaching the Challenger team and Magic's gone up to the... you know what I'm saying? Like, now that would make sense. If it was get rid of B-Sport Josh, bring Magic up, and then let Shawnee take over Magic's job. But, like, what the fuck did B-Sport do wrong? Now, there was a tight, you know, I don't know. I don't know.
We have a claim in chat that Easy Gunna says Doug said it was because stuff was leaking. I don't know. I'm not confirmed on that side, but I mean, I have the next tab I have is the Censor stuff, but
I mean, let's get into it.
Okay, all right, let's dive in. Let's get
it, because my mind on this coaching thing is like, congratulations to the team and the players, and you know, Shawnee and the retirement and Magic coming up. I just don't know like what changed, like, and that's not me being like I would love for like Zed, Dens, any of those to tell me like what the process of like dropping B Sport to bring in, like, it seems like the same thing, you know what I'm saying?
This is that exactly. I think if any, by any regard, yeah, Shawnee moving up to the academy coach would make sense.
Yeah.
Magic coming up, obviously, from being the academy coach for several years now, coming up makes sense. But now it just seems like you're overloading the coaching staff. Again, I don't want to be a hater. But Breach, you're forcing me to be a hater. Are you doing all this because of this one kid, Snoopy? Are people getting fired? Is it because the leaks or because you need this much support staff to help out this one player?
Ain't no one getting fired because of no leaks, bro. Like, players have been leaking shit to other players for years, bro. Ain't no one getting fired because of it. And I'm not being funny. I don't think B Sport Josh is going to be leaking anything to new players. I can't imagine B Sport Josh, of all people, bear in mind I've known him for this long, is going around saying all this stuff to people.
Also, in the chat, too, they're saying this as well. Is there even an academy team anymore? Cammy and Yeez joined a different roster, and Shawnee and Penta moved up. So
yeah, that's true, too.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. Is the Boston Breach Academy just dead? So they had to find a place for Magic, and they had to find a place for Shawnee because they felt bad? I don't know. But then you have B-Sport just getting asked out, and it just seems nonsensical. But let's read this from the Reddit. Censor confirms Asim leaked to ZooMaa, which I watched the entire 20-minute exchange. I watched on YouTube last night. There's someone clipped it, and basically it's Censor talking to Ben. There's a couple other people in the call too, but it's like Ben, Tommy, and there's someone else in the call whose voice I reminisced on. I just couldn't remember who it was. I don't think Censor ever confirms it was Asim. I don't think he ever says blatantly Asim. I think he's trying to avoid saying whoever it is. Through implication, through suggestion, can we all kind of imagine that it is Asim? Probably. Obviously, Asim's very close to the flank guys, very close to Tommy, very close to Ben, very close to that whole circle. So could we imagine that's what he's talking about? Probably. But, Trey, I mean, speaking from your experience, right, your time in the league, is it inevitable that stuff gets leaked from your team outside of the camp, or is it something that you can prevent? Seemingly to what Censor is saying that Boston Breach is trying to do, or is it just an impossibility that he's being a little too optimistic about?
No, because everyone has players on their team that are not like great, like they're not the best of friends with. We know this. They're teammates, but they're not best friends, right? So if something's going wrong, guess what? Teams on other players on other teams, then guess what? Some of them are best friends on their team. You know what I'm saying? Like take AG and Simp, for example. Very good friends, right? Very good friends. I assume they've had a bad day of scrimmage, something like that. I assume Sib's had a bad day of scrimmage, something like that, and they've spoke about it type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're friends. They're good friends outside the game. The issue is that people that have bad times or having a bad run, like take Boston, for example, like, for starters, you go around. Bear in mind, I've been in the scene. I've spoke shit about my team before. Like, it happens, and guess what? It comes back to bite you in the ass. It spreads like wildfire. You know, like that's it's the COD league, but essentially it's like, you know, it's a girls' fucking slumber party, whatever you want to call it, you know? Like, it really is, bro. Like, you know.
Is it, well, here's the thought, though. Here's a thought for you. Is it different now than it was back then because we do have the flank, the breakdown, player watch parties, dope check? Is it different now or no?
Clearly not.
No. I'm saying, is it worse now to leak than it was before? Because it gets amplified more.
Yeah, I mean, in that aspect, yeah. But like, you know, if people like I said, if Doug's going around saying this but not saying the name, then like, what's the point? You know, like he's literally everyone in the middle. Like this whole Reddit thread's probably assuming it's Asim, right?
I mean,
this whole Reddit thread's probably.
What do you? It says Censor confirms Asim leaked to ZooMaa. What do you mean?
Yeah, no. But I'm
saying,
I'm saying, but he didn't confirm it. He said everything about saying the name.
Yes.
Right? This whole Reddit thread is basically saying Asim said it. All right.
Yes.
So listen, what's the point in Doug saying this shit and not saying the name? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, like you want to sound cool and shit like that because you know some shit, but like, that's the issue. Like the issue, and then obviously Tommy has got to go around saying like, you know. So Asim's got to defend himself, and then Tommy's got to defend Asim because they're friends. Like, it's just a whole fucking shit show of something that didn't even need to be a thing. Like, that's my point.
I don't know. I wish we had clips from that exchange because it's a 20-minute video, right? It's a whole YouTube video. I watched the entire thing. It is just, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that it is a little, I'm going to put it on the flank in general that leaking info that is so directly related and could be tied back to an individual, even if it isn't that person, there should be more awareness in general that that could happen, right?
I mean, I'm also gonna say it's bad from Doug because Doug does this every single time just to put himself in the picture.
That's another angle, yeah.
Like Doug, you don't have to go around in every stream and say some shit.
Yeah, what the fuck is Doug's role on the team now too? He says he's way more involved now. Like, is Doug an owner of Boston Breach?
Well, it sounds like he's the fucking leaker, to be honest.
I don't know if he's the leaker. It sounds like it sounds like he's the coach. He talks about it like he's the coach. Yeah, I really believe in this kid. He says he talks in we's. We are doing this. We're trying to prevent this. Dude, I haven't even seen you, like, what role do you have on this team?
Financial manager.
Secret consultant? Private consultant? Blackmail consultant? How are you so involved?
But this is my point, yeah. It's like, bro, he's leaking, he's saying shit about his own ex-team member. Like Doug saying, like, basically saying, like, it's Asim about saying it's Asim, who was just on Boston Breach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's also making the claim, this is one of the claims he made in the video, in the exchange, that I thought was a little odd too. He's like, we're trying to prevent essentially he's alluding to the leaking is why these two were removed, essentially. So there was stuff about Snoopy, like, oh, he's a franchise player, he's the guy. We believe in him heavily, which we can all pretty much see through the mirror right there, see through the smoke. The second thing he's kind of alluding to is like, oh, we're trying to prevent leaks. So is he implying that B-Sport, Josh, Asim, and Slasher are leaking? Is that what he's implying?
I mean, listen. Doug has an ulterior motive for everything he does. Everything. Now, I don't know what the ulterior motive is this time. When he was a sub on New York, we'd have a bad map or a bad game, and he'd say to Bobble, like, bro, you gotta drop Trey. You gotta drop Trey. Like, let me play in a setup at the thing. Like, you gotta drop him. Like, you gotta replace him for me. And I heard that from, like, people there, which is he's trying to get a spot in the team. But what I'm saying is people have ulterior motives for everything.
That's really
now I don't know what is it. And I love, like, I'll say it, like, I love Doug as a person. Like, I've never had anything bad with Doug. But, like, people have ulterior motives. I don't know what his ulterior motive is. Is it to be the main coach? Is it to, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the most I've seen Doug in months.
There's something in our chats. Sack says, he's saying Asim is also being a clown too. He's leaking bad stuff about his ex-teammates, making ZooMaa say that shit to create narratives instead of coming out himself and saying it, which is he's justified doing so. See, that's the thing. That's what we'll never know, Sack. So I know how it looks, but that's the problem. We don't know what the chain of narration is. We don't know if it's Asim telling people and then people deciding on their own to talk about it. I don't know if Asim's sitting there and saying, yo, go on the show and say this. I don't know.
I think from knowing Asim, from knowing Tommy, I think they're just really good friends and they speak about it. And it's just like the same thing how, like, when you try it, when you want to talk about Minnesota race, but, like, you can't and don't say things that you know. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was alluding to before as well. Like I was saying,
you make sure, like, obviously Lamar, you're blood related. Like, it's not like you don't know what the fuck's going on, but you only speak about what you, like, can speak on, and you delve into it the best you can. Where I think Tommy, for example, I love him, and he knows what he's doing when it comes down to talking about teams and stuff like that. I think obviously just maybe a little bit, he probably has a bit too much papanya and hops on there and speaks. And he's done it with me before when we speak about things and stuff like that with a team, and it just happens because they're just friends and people talk about it. And obviously Asim and Tommy, they're like best friends. You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't surprise me if Asim said something to Tommy and Tommy just accidentally said it on stream, because that shit happened.
Wait, I also have ReeaL PD giving us some stuff to put up here. Son of a beach. Son of a beach. 1 second. There is this tweet from Ben. If you want to read that really quick while I'm grabbing this other one. Can you read that one, or is it legible?
Can I read it?
Yeah. Can you read this tweet?
Oh yeah. Ben J. Nasim quoting someone that said the source is Asim. Shocker. Ben J. Nasim replied saying, "It's not him and it's not Austin. I told you this for years now. It's not always players that want to talk." Now, you know, this could be Ben defending Asim and Slasher. This could be, you know, I mean, even Slasher in the tweet. I think he quote tweeted one of these too. I'm not saying it was Slasher or Asim, but listen, I think the players talk more before the coaches and stuff do. But it is super petty. I really do believe that teams struggle to keep it in-house. I think any issue that players have with someone, they'll rather tell someone on another team or tell another person. And instead of like, you know, oh, I have an issue with this guy and sorting it out internally, it goes to someone in another team, or it goes to, you know, let's say for this instance, it goes to ZooMaa or something like that, or it goes to Ben. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a big, you know, D-Real done a tweet about it saying like it pisses him off or something like that when players do this type of thing, or coaches or GMs or whatever like that. I don't know what's going on over there, but for an organization such as big as Boston, who we gas up and stuff like this all the time, saying that they want to win, they want to do this, want to do that, they have a lot of fucking issues.
Yeah. We also have this tweet from Clay, which is, I believe ReeaL PD Gaming is the one who shared this with me. I think it was a reply to this, but it was since deleted. Why you got to be careful who you say shit to, because half the time shit just comes out, and now you have a witch hunt and people losing their jobs because people need views. And no, I'm not blaming you for anything. You just can't open up about internal team stuff with people whose entire livelihood depends on drama and views, which Tommy, ZooMaa, agreed and said to Censor when they had that exchange that yes, he was absolutely clip farming. That's what he was doing on purpose, which, I mean, on this show has gotten me in trouble, right? It's gotten me personally in trouble for clip farming and trying.
Yeah, I've been cancelled a few times of this shit.
You know, like for clip farming and trying to say some hot takes, but it's part of the job. And I think here it's like you said, if I knew something about, let's say, ROKKR, or trust me, I have more friends than just Lamar in this league, but I would never say anything on this show. I would never say anything that would directly lead to only one possible person and put someone in a corner, which unfortunately is basically happening to Asim here. He's kind of quartered out as the guy because of who said it. Now let's flip this around, which is kind of interesting too. I, on this show, said Snoopy blacked out in Rio and rotated to the wrong hill. I didn't hear that from a source. I saw that from the minimap. But literally, if me saying this versus ZooMaa saying this would be a completely different reaction from the chat, from anyone watching, from the Reddit even. Either the Reddit would say that I was lying, or they would just not think anything of it and they wouldn't tie it to Asim. So it's just one of those cases where whether it was Asim saying, you know, I don't believe it was Asim telling ZooMaa to talk about it, but Tom and Ben, or the flank in general, and people in that circle, I feel like their job is to talk. But in that moment, you got to have a little bit more awareness that this could come back to bite not you in the ass, because, you know, Tom and Ben are getting views. They're getting the clips. They're getting everything they need. But it could bite Asim in the ass by sharing this. And now it's gotten so much bigger than just a narrative or a commentary. Now Censor shed light on it. Now potentially B Sport has lost his job because of it. So there's been a lot of implications because of said leaking or whatever is the root cause of this. That's kind of trickled and made it way more serious than what it needed to be.
I've already told Tommy this, and I've told him it on stream. I've told him it on this. I said he doesn't understand how much power he has with that flank show.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%.
Like,
He has a lot of power on that show.
No, let me rephrase that. He knows how much power he has, which is the issue because like
I don't know if
anything
he knows.
he's
I don't know.
He definitely knows. But my point is that like, which is great because like he's fucking killing it. Bear in mind that's one of my good friends. And we got Slasher coming in, by the way, just real quick. He's in the chat. Nobody lost a job over a leak.
Yeah, wait. This guy also in the chat just said, he said, how does ZooMaa know play calls by just looking at the minimap? Brother, if a guy goes to the wrong hill, you just look at the minimap, brother. That has nothing to do with the play call. And if you're talking about the S&D play calls, yes, then that's a different thing. I don't know. That could be a leak. I don't know about that one. But
and this is my point that Slasher said. One, just look at the minimap. Two, stuff didn't leak when we were still on the team. That's what I'm talking about. Is that like I hated that it's leaked now after the team's like done. Because it just makes everyone look bad.
I asked Austin if he wants to come on and chat.
It makes everyone look bad because listen, everyone talks on these shows. Everyone talks on the flank or something like that. Guess what? Asim looks like a bad guy because everyone's assuming it's Asim and Doug's talk about it.
Yeah.
Austin, everyone say, and then it has to be Austin and Asim. Guess what? They don't speak about it. Like they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like it.
Soon enough, soon enough we'll have the Slasher tell-all situation on here.
But that's my point. There, just like all it takes is for someone to go onto the Tommy's or anywhere really and just spout some bullshit, and all it takes is for all it takes is for Austin to start move house for 2 days or 3 days. Next thing you know, he can't even defend himself. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, no one's really come after Austin in a sense, but I mean, regardless of coming after him or not, he still lost the job for whatever's happening on that team. B Sports lost the job, and
I mean, Slasher's been dealing with people that can't really stick to a play call for 2 years. So listen, Austin, 3 years actually. Austin, I sympathize for you, my brother. I really do. I've had a lot of long conversations with you, and there's been many players that you have noticed, and I have noticed, and I have come up to you and said, that motherfucker didn't do this. And you said, I know. I sympathize for you, Austin. I really do.
I mean, I just know that Boston was looking real good until a 1v3 on terminal that a certain young player caused. That's all I'm going to say. And that, motherfuckers, has nothing to do with S&D play calls. That has to do with just watching the game. That fool was clearly not doing what he's supposed to do, and it would make no sense for why he was there. That's all I'm saying. And again, Boston, you're an amazing org, man. You really are. You really do the most. You did an amazing Boston event. It was I went. It was fantastic. The people are great. You hire great talent like T-Dog, like Censor. You guys do make great decisions. But then you also, on the great side of the spectrum, then you make some real horseshit ones. I don't know, man. I really hope that you guys can turn it around. And I think this Censor smear campaign, I don't really fuck with. I get where he's coming from with it. Like, people are leaking our camp stuff. But in some sense, it's a way for him to go on the flank and turn the narrative. And it's kind of a smear campaign against Asim. It's kind of a smear campaign against even kind of B-Sport in a sense too, with how this is turning. I don't appreciate that per se. And I'm not going to sit here and say I appreciate the other side as well with Tommy. Let's say, I don't know, he's not really smearing. I mean, they're just saying what's happening. They're not smearing Snoopy. Snoopy's the one making dog shit plays. So you're just saying the truth versus someone trying to spin the narrative and smear somebody. So I don't know. There's a lot of like you said, alternative motive stuff happening here that I don't appreciate, and it's kind of scumbaggy. I like Austin just kind of being in the silence and going about it. I appreciate that more than I do everyone coming out and just trying to throw haymakers at each other and claim this and that. And as a community, we're just kind of left here not knowing the truth and kind of like embroiled in this weird battle between FaZe and Censor.
Austin knows what happens if you try and fight back. Like, it's so much harder for you to get a spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Austin. Like, to me, Austin's like a solidified AR in any team. Like, he should, that's my goat. You know what I'm saying? But my point is that like, if Austin wanted to come on here right now and say everything what happened, like, it just makes him look bad. It just makes him look like he's crying, and everyone's like, "Oh, cry baby cheese, cry baby cheese." And then I'm sure Doug will hop on the flank and be like, "Fucking Austin's wrong. Fuck that guy." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a bit like, it's the same way like, you know, you want players to speak out about their situation like that. But like Austin said, Austin will speak about something, but he said, you know, wait till the end of the year and I'll let it all go, which Austin seems to do a lot of the time because he knows exactly the situation. So I don't blame Austin for not speaking about it, even if his name gets dragged under, whatever like that. Austin seems to do that very well in terms of compose himself. And, you know, I'll go to sleep one night, next thing you know, I'll wake up to a whole Reddit thread about Austin roasting whoever he's needed to roast. You know, it's like you said, Austin. It would have been great if Austin stayed on Boston because you know, nice play on words, but
you're so corny.
You know, like you said, Boston's a great org. I just don't know what the fuck's going on over there. Like, even with the coaching change, like, yeah, I'm happy. Like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm salty or anything like that. I'm happy. I just don't know what's changed. I know new people have come in, but like, what impact does it have? Like, what impact do Magic have and Shawnee have that B Sport didn't? And I know it's like two different players, but like, a change to me would have been getting rid of Zed. Even though I'm not saying you get rid of him, but I'm saying like, I don't know where the actual change lies. That's my point.
Neither do I. Whoa.
Pentagram does get his shot now, which he should have had a shot 3 years ago, but he finally gets his shot. There's a lot of changes that have happened over there that are good. Even the coaching thing, like, I'm happy they've brought on some homegrown, like they've had them for a while. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not like they've gone out and, you know, all right, let's pay Crowder $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've actually, you know, they're keeping it in house, which I do like. I just don't know what's going on.
That is what I appreciate about these moves too. I do appreciate, again, this is what I'm saying. Boston is a W for their org because they work internally, and they're the guys who've been loyal to them and working with them, they're giving a chance to, whether on the coaching staff or on the team, which I appreciate. I think that is something of this org is willing to develop players out, and not just you played with the Breach Academy team for 2-3 years now, shown success, given them success, made them money, and then we're throwing you to the side. No, that's I appreciate Boston, but this is some of these decisions in terms of making your team better just don't make much sense. Just don't make much sense. And we need to see where it goes. If they obviously by the end of this too, we talk a lot of shit. A lot of people in chat are gonna be talking a lot of shit. But if they end up top 6, top 5, top 8 even, anything is better than top 12. So they can shut us all up pretty much by just doing mid, because they were the worst. So now they just got to do mid, and they can pretend like they shut us all up. We're 6th in the league now. Yeah, we made an improvement. The coach is Censor, and I know Censor's gonna come on streams and talk all this shit too. So it's not hard to come out of last, bro.
Doug wore a wire. I ain't trusting that guy with nothing. Listen, love Doug, but he wore a wire. All right, that is the most federal shit I've ever seen in my life. I ain't trusting that guy with my team. I'm not even trusting that guy to order me food. I ain't trusting him. I think you gotta watch out for him.
I think you're a goddamn comedian for real. Either way, I think, this whole situation sucks. I hate the Asim's in the crossfire. Will this affect Asim's chances, going ahead or into the league? Because now there's drama around him, right? There's thoughts now maybe by org people or other teams that he's a leaker or some shit like that. I don't like it. I love Asim, but this is just I think
what's stopping Asim getting teams right now is the amount of times he's been dropped.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think Asim's a good player. I think he deserves to be in the league. But like, I'm not saying this Boston dropping was warranted for him at all. I don't think it was a good play. I just think, like, how many more times does he have to get dropped? It's the same way with what's going on? Because Asim's good, so he's been dropped again. What's going on?
Bro. I don't. I don't know.
You
man.
know what I'm saying though?
So much drama. So much drama. Where's Rab, man? We got drama talking. Rab's not even here, man.
No, because
Part-timer.
we're gassing. No, we're gassing Asim, saying like, you know, but Rab called him extremely mid the last time we spoke about Asim, so we won't get into this.
No. I don't want to get to that. I'm just saying for the drama because we're getting into the drama. First,
But you know Rab. All right, we'd start saying like like I just said there. What's happening with Asim? He keeps getting dropped, and then Rab would just go on a tangent about how mid he is, and I'm just sat there like,
I don't agree. I was defending not only because he's my boy, but I was defending because literally I think he made Boston a better team, and I think there was other factors that were hurting them. And that's just
I disagreed with you,
bruh.
I disagreed with you on that one, but that's fine.
Here we go, man. Okay, we're not gonna get to last week's conversations now, okay? But
you can go watch that on YouTube.
You can go watch episode 14 on YouTube. This is 14 and a half. Any questions before we log off, guys? Any Q&As, questions? Rab is apparently watching a billiards match right now on IG. What a
guys, everyone in the chat right now, if you could take the CDL fan survey that is pinned in the top message at the top of the chat, take that survey. You don't get anything from it. We don't take your email or anything down there. It's not a scam. We just want to know. We just want to know some fun stuff, guys.
Yeah, but if you guys don't have any questions, either any Q&As or anything you guys want to know from this episode or anything we talked about today that we haven't talked about, ask any questions right now quickly. But as we lead into the outro, we'll do the Q&A when the questions come. Trey, any final thoughts, brother?
Can't wait for COD to be back.
1 week?
I can't wait for another dope check episode on Monday.
Absolutely.
Hopefully Rab's not watching billiards and he'll actually be here doing overtime for this guy. Tell Trey to check Snapchat DMs. I sent him some intel. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Give me a sec.
While you're doing that, let me read some of these questions. We might offer some free player cards. Well, there you go. GG Breaking Point is offering some potential giveaway cards to people who take that survey. So please take that.
I'm not reading that.
Is it actual intel or no?
Nah, it's just like calling people out.
Oh, okay. Any mention of Spanish not considering any of the 5 media guys? No, because ReeaL, the people they have are the better versions of them right now. And those guys from the last event were stare glitching and, you know, doing some ho shit. So I don't know why I'd want them necessarily on my team just yet. Plus, I think they want to keep the guys who they kind of stuck with the most, right? Journey, then it was Eric Boom was the next guy up, and then now it's ReeaL. One by one, but eventually they might try out the entire 5 media team. That might happen. I don't know. That could happen, honestly. Do you guys think Asim could work on ROKKR if Standy doesn't work out? No, I think they're different play styles. Asim also is pretty good, I think, with an AR. So I think you'd rather have him more on a flex role. I think Standy. I don't know. I think they play differently. I think Standy's a better fit for this team than Asim is, specifically on ROKKR. Yeah, Trey, what do you think?
I think when Asim was on FC Black at the start of the year, he ran an AR, right?
Yeah.
That's what he got picked up for. So let him run the fucking thing.
Yeah, I agree. Junie said it's real intel. Do you think Illy gets back on Surge? A great question.
Nope.
Trey says no. I say truthfully, I don't know.
I say no, just because if he was going to be, he already would be. I think Rambo's cooking up something.
That's a fair
I think
point.
I think it's vegetarian. I don't think it's that nice right now, but
you're so corny, bro.
Yeah,
literally, I don't know. I don't think so. If I was a betting man, right, gun in my head, say right now whether he's gonna be on a team or not, I'd say no. That's gun in my head though. Who would be on your ideal GA committee? Trey, myself, ZooMaa, Octane, Slasher, Lamar,
Simp.
Simp. Scrap. Kenny.
I feel like you gotta have everyone from every team, so we're not gonna
No,
list off the players.
no. And Clay. There you go. And Clay. Got it. That's my 10.
I feel like you can't have a committee with players actually there, though.
Okay, take me off of it. Take Trey off of it. Hydra. And we need one more. Who else are we missing? Hydra and... We're missing somebody. We're missing one.
What do you want, AR or sub?
Pick one. Oh, attach. Yeah. Attach. There you go. Someone said Ghosty. Ghosty is a good shout, but attach for a GA committee, I'm taking attach. That's my 10. Screw the tweet talk. Talk about GAs. Tyler, that was the first start of the show was all the GA talk. This will be on YouTube probably by the end of the day, so you can go back and watch it. Watch the GA talk at the start. Do you guys think 6-star or tanked get voted in? I think 6-star is getting voted in.
I've heard tank's better than 6-star.
Really?
Seen that. Also, Vista's now in, which is quite cool.
Yeah, Vista Hardpoint is official.
Invasion is gone.
Thank the well, I mean, still here for Control and S&D. So it's not gone. It's just not. We won't see it 3 times in a map set. We might see it 2 though. Very possible.
Bro, if I see that 2 times, I'm gonna be fuming. And one of them. Wait, Ace.
What?
Carolina are gonna get better.
Oh, wait a minute. Carolina might be the Reapers now. They might be the Hardpoint Reapers.
There wasn't auto veto in their worst map, so now it's auto vetoed for them. So they might actually fucking start doing something.
Nah, Carolina just got better, bro. Holy fuck. Maybe ROKKR should try Neptune now that he's back and healthy. I mean, just a trial. I don't know if Neptune has been playing the game actively enough.
Ace, just put it nicely. Fuck. The guy's just come back from Halo, bro.
I didn't say all that. God damn, Jack. God damn.
Bruh.
I mean, be honest, though.
Neptune, my bad, bro.
No, I like Neptune as a player. I just like, it's like bringing Formal back in. Like, he hasn't played the game. He'd be fine. He'd be gross, but I'm saying, like, he hasn't played the game.
That's blasphemous. I would give up. I think 10 out of 12 teams would give up their AR for Formal. Right now. Even if he didn't touch COD, they'd give him up right now. If Formal said, yo, X team, I think maybe 11 teams, honestly. If Formal said right now, I want to come back, drop your main AR, every team would drop him. No thoughts.
What if he's not played the game at all? I'm saying like if he's not played the game. I think Neptune's played a little bit. I think Neptune's played a little bit of the game. But he's saying it's like no scrims, no nothing whatsoever.
Yeah, I think people are still picking up Formal over their main AR. I think 10 out of 12 teams probably. Yeah, 10 out of 12 teams. 9, maybe 9. We'll drop their main AR for Formal right now. If he said, I want to come back right now, I don't give a fuck what team I'm on. It doesn't just have to be Optic. I want to just come down.
You think his own team dropping for him?
Don't do that to me. Relax, player. Relax. I'm not answering that shit. 6-star.
Wait,
yes.
you think New York dropped Sybil Skies for Formal?
No disrespect, but if Formal said, yo, New York, I want to play with you guys. I want to play with Hydra. Maybe it gets vetoed, but see, I think you have to think about it a little bit. You can't just say immediately no. You'd have to think about that one a little bit. Formal? Do we not know who Formal is? Formal's fucking nasty, bro.
I'm not saying he's not. I've shot against the guy.
Ace has some insane takes? Nah, I don't. I really don't. I really genuinely don't. Everyone thinks I have insane takes. That's what I don't know what I've had some. I'm not gonna lie, I've had some. But like,
so you think Formal could take Dashy's spot on Optic right now? Because that's what you're kind of insinuating. Because I said, would you give up a spot on Optic for Formal? You're taking away Dashy.
I said I wasn't answering first. Secondly, as we saw in the clip that we played earlier,
No.
It might be Formal and Dashy, and Kenny gets the odd man out situation, which we've seen on Boston and other teams. So it probably would end up being Formal and Dashy together. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it together, guys. I'm just putting it together. Formal from BO4 to CW is nothing insane. Yeah, because he didn't care about the game. That's why I said a Formal demanded today to come back because he wanted to play COD. That's why I'm saying. Okay, I think that's it though. I think that's a good place to end it. Cause the chat a little controversy and make their brains explode a little bit. I love that. I love to do that. That's what we do here on Dope Check. We make you think. We check your dope. We might give you dope. We might do it all. But W show, guys. Thank you for watching. Our last episode, Dope Check episode 14, is live on YouTube right now, and I think it is our best performing video. I believe so. I think it's our #1 performing video of all time in terms of Dope Check. So thank you guys for supporting. Thank you for the comments, the likes, the subscriptions, the follows, the people here today watching. Monday, Dope Check episode 15 with me, Trey, and Rab will be live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. West Coast Time, and I believe 9 p.m. British Time, UK Time.
Wait a minute.
Is it 9 or 8?
9 now.
9 p.m. GMT. So Monday, Dope Check episode 15. We would love to see you guys there. This episode right now, if you missed the GA talk, if you missed the ROKKR talk, if you missed any of the talk here, this episode will be live on YouTube today. Today, it will be live later today, live on YouTube. So if you missed anything, don't fret, don't shout. We will be back, and we will give you guys all the content today. So love you guys. Thank you for watching. And from me and Trey, we are out. Thanks for watching, guys.